Well, he came back real quick to see how the painters were doing. I was hoping to catch him before he started the walls, and lucky for me, he has not started on the walls. He ran out of paint. There's two guys here still masking off, and they'll keep on going. These were all the can lights. See, they had to mask all these off, and initially I thought they were going to be able to pull those down, and because they're on a spring-loaded deal, you'd have to. It appears as though you have to unscrew the light bulb inside the floodlight, and then they could have pulled it down away from the ceiling. But had they have done that, even had they have done that, they still would have had to have masked all this off. And since they're spraying, I don't mind. They don't have to pull them down. If they were doing that with a paint roller and a paintbrush, I'd probably want those pulled down so it didn't leave an edge with the paintbrush, you know, around there, up there. But that's not the case because they're spraying, and the ceiling's going to be pretty close to being the same color. It's fine. That's all fine. And I was curious how they were going to do this. Okay, they got that wrapped up pretty good. The speakers, they got that nicely taped and stuff. I'll be back here. This was just a quick look-see on how things were going. And I noticed he had a couple imperfections on this door, so the first thing he did when he came, he checked to see if he had any runs on it, and since he was still working on these, then he lightly sanded it and put a little bit more spray on there. And on the doors, like the doors, you've got to let those dry. Like I said before, you've got to let them dry a little bit longer between coats. And then they had some metal doors. See these exterior doors were metal clad, and he had painted those yesterday. This morning they've already masked off. See, before they didn't have to mask anything up. They just sprayed over to the walls. Now they got nice 2 coats on that, and then they had to come back and they had to mask all that off, and all the baseboard and all the window stool and stuff, to then get ready to spray all the walls. Once they get all the walls, and see, once they spray on the wall, it's going to be the same color, and it doesn't matter if they get any on the ceiling, because he's putting 2 coats on the walls, 2 new coats on the ceiling. And so once they get the walls done, then they'll go back up there with more tape like this, probably with the blue tape on there or whatever, and then they're going to have to tape right up tight from on the wall, from the top of the ceiling on down, so that they can then spray the ceilings. It seems like a lot of redundancy, doesn't it? But believe it or not, it's a lot quicker for them overall to spray and get a nice paint surface and paint finish on everything by spraying everything and doing it this way. Yeah, a couple of the guys, one of the guys, that's all he does all day long. He puts the tape down, and he puts the paper down, he puts the plastic down, and once they get done with one thing, then he pulls that off and puts paper down for other areas. Back and forth they go. And like these 2 guys, that's all they do all day long, is they get ready for the other guy, and the other guy is the one in charge of doing all the spraying. And they claim, and they know, because they do this every day, they spray everything. And he says it's so much quicker, and because it's quicker for him, he can charge a little less for his clients. And I like that, because next time, if we know of anybody who needs to have any painting, we're going to refer him to our man here that we found. All right. Okay, I'll be back later and show you some more when the painter comes back with his spray gun. All right, where's Mommy at? Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.